And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
I feel like my voice should be magnified when you say the title of this. I mean, it just sounds, Battle Beyond Space. It's just a fantastic sounding game. Battle Beyond Space. Enough with the name, let's take a look at the game itself. Battle Beyond Space is a very light space game. Each person has a bunch of spaceships and you're just shooting the snot out of the other ones. It's up to 4 players. Let's take a look at this space, not epic, but this space blow 'em up, smash 'em up. At the beginning of the game, you will pick which alien you're going to use. The Earthers, the Drekak, the Valkyrie, or the Vanyan. Once you pick them, you're going to take a deck of movement cards, and you're going to take a random special ability. Then you'll set the board up with your ships. Now you can see here that this is set up for a 4-player game. The game can be set up for a 3-player game, and there's different yellow dots to put asteroids, while there's pink dots for a 4-player game. And there's also different starting areas. In a 3-player game, the starting areas are kind of boom, boom, boom like that. But this is how you can set your ships up any way you want. Each player has 3 different colors of 6 ships per squadron. So you have 3 squadrons of 6 fighters, and then you have 2 mega warcrafts. Now you say, but blue only has 2 colors. Well, that's because 2 of the blues are really close together, and you can kind of tell them apart. But you can set them up any way you want. In fact, you're going to be shuffling your deck of movement cards, and you are able to look at the first movement card that's going to happen before you set your ships up. Now, we'll talk about special ability cards in a moment, but let's start off now we'll take an example here by looking at this red, pink, and blue army. And we are going to turn over their first card. Okay, so the Valkyries, also known in my house as the My Little Pony Army, turns over their first movement card. And it says here at the top that one of their squadrons must move 3. So they must pick one of their squadrons here to move 3. They can move any squadron they want. Now you're able to move through your ships, you're able to move through enemy ships, you're even able to move through asteroids. You're just not able to end on any of those things. Well, you're able to, but it's not good for you. So let's say they say red. So red moves 3 this way, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay? At that point then, they will all get to fire. All these ships get to fire. Is that going to affect anything? Well, we're about to find out. They all fire, according to the card, 5 spaces. So he shoots, which normally would hit this guy, but the asteroid blocks it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing, 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 nothing. All right. Well, that was a big load of nothing. And then each ship can turn up to 1 space. So this one turns this way, this one turns this way. He's happy where he is. This one turns this way. No, he's happy where he is. This one turns this way. This one turns this way. And you can turn them any way you want. And as the game progresses, your squadron might go all over the board, but that's just how life works. And they can still work together on the same card. The next time I turn over a card, I can move the reds again, or I can move the pinks or purples. It's my choice. After I'm done turning, I can pick one of my capital ships, who's going to move up to 3 and can shoot 2. So my capital ship can move and or turn. Unlike the other ships, which must move in a straight line. So I can go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to try to avoid hitting those asteroids. Now, the enemy ships of Doom and Evil and Putridness, if they moved, they might be hitting asteroids, or who knows what will happen. All sorts of things could happen in this game. And then the other ships. But let's say, and I'm going to move some ships around, let's say a ship's end up here, and he is in firing range. At that point, you blow the enemy ship up. Huzzah! And you take it because it's worth a point. If you are pointing at one of these little satellites that's around the center asteroid, you blow those up and take those. If you run into them, you take them. If you end your turn on an asteroid, then you're blown up and sent to the box. If you end your turn on an enemy fighter, then both fighters are blown up, and each fighter is given to the opponent's person. If you end your ship on a capital ship, the capital ship is not blown up. Rather, it is given a point of damage. See the smoke coming out? Oh, it's so awesome. It's so cool. Okay, and then if it takes another hit, it's going to be blown up. If the capital ships hit enemy ships, they blow them up and they take 1 point of damage, and your capital ships are not allowed to commit suicide. So basically, that's what you're going to do on each turn. You're trying to blow up the sensor probes, you are trying to run over them, and then you're trying to blow up everybody else, and not necessarily run into them, although occasionally it's worth running into them. Now, each of the aliens has a special power. For example, the Valkyries have 3 special powers. They can either have this one, all their capital ship movement rates are increased by 2. Both your capital ships have high-powered versions of fighter lasers as well as turrets. When you fire from a capital ship, you can either shoot normally or shoot straight ahead 9 hexes. Or this one, once per game, I can shoot the Mega Weapon, which pretty much destroys all ships in that area there. Now, those are different weapons than the other person. For example, the Earthers have a special ability. Your fighter squadrons have a firing range of 10 hexes and can shoot through asteroids, which incidentally seems to be pretty much better than every other special ability. The Vanyan says every ship in the fighter squadron you're moving can move double, or this one, they can move asteroids, or they can teleport instead of making a normal move. So there's all sorts of different things, but you only have one of those, and it's chosen randomly at the beginning of the game. Now, as the game progresses, you're going to keep going. You have a deck of movement cards. You will take the movement card, turn it over, do it. Next turn, turn the next one over. When all the movement cards have been turned over and taken care of, the game is over, and then players count points. Each enemy fighter that you have gotten is worth 1 point. Each capital ship that you have gotten is worth 4 points. Each sensor probe that you've caught is worth 1 point, and each ship that you have in the spot surrounding the center asteroid is worth 2 points. Whoever has the most points is the winner. I've been hearing about this game for a really long time. People have been talking about space battles and the battle beyond space, and I love space battles. And it seems like most space battles are either secretly an economic simulation, like Eclipse, or a very, very long overwrought affair, like Twilight Imperium. I mean, I do enjoy that, but sometimes I just want to fly spaceships around and shoot stuff. Well, this meets that requirement. Kind of. Battle Beyond Space is kind of like a dumbed-down robo-rally. Now, I am quick to say that I am not knocking the game because of that. Well, not too much anyway. But in reality, there's not a lot of choices that you have on your turn. Choice 1, which of your 3 fleets are you going to move? Choice 2, how are you going to rotate them? Unless, of course, you have a card that doesn't let you rotate them, in which case that choice doesn't exist. Choice 3, how are you going to move your big ship? And you are doing that with no knowledge of what's going to happen in the future. So you're kind of just winging it and to see what happens. So that begs the question, do I like the game? Yes, but I don't love it. And I don't know what it is. Part of it might be because I like to roll dice when I'm shooting at stuff. Here it just was everything was all automatic. Yeah, I got to choose and turn, but it also felt like I just shot whatever I saw. So I felt very constrained. Yeah, I had a few choices, but I felt like there was a bloody battle, and you can whoop it up and holler, blow ships up. Yeah, it's neat and cool, and it's the spaceships are pretty cool, even though one of them does look like a bridge. But I never really felt like I was playing the game, almost like I was just participating in it. Now, kids think this game is fantastic and great. I'm glad. I'll play that with them, and explosions everywhere. People are just having a great time, and that's good. I hope that happens to them, and I hope people enjoy the game in that regard. And I can enjoy it and have fun. It's just that it's very light. It's like eating some candy at supper, and I kind of was hoping to do something a little bit more, maybe. Finally, one final assessment is the special abilities are totally out of whack. There are some that are much better than others. And I guess it doesn't really matter since it's a 30-minute game. All right, get over it. My power is better than yours, so I'm probably going to win unless some really unlucky things happen. Okay, I guess I can live with that. But as it stands, I was super excited about this game. I will still play it. I didn't not enjoy it. It's just when it came down to it, it was just kind of like we're shooting spaceships and nothing else.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.